So, a couple weeks ago, they had this anniversary for Martin Luther King's speech, I Have a Dream. And Glenn Beck decided to come up with this idea of rehashing that, I guess. We had this great big meeting, and I'm not quite sure if it went over quite as far as he wanted to, because I don't think that's what Martin Luther King had in mind. A rally with a bunch of white people talking about the good old days. Which part was he excited about? Was it the, segregation or the wife beating? I'm not quite sure. As if that wasn't bad enough, they decided to come up with this really brainiac idea and have the most educated person that they could have come out and talk. Sarah Palin, because whenever I think of genius, I always think of Sarah Palin. She's going to talk to us about family values and how we need to get back to that. That's great. Because if I remember correctly, didn't her daughter get knocked up at the age of like 16, 17? The dad is in Playgirl magazine. I mean, if that doesn't scream wholesome family values, I don't know what does. He's running for mayor. That goes to show you that you can do anything in Alaska and they'll let you do it. Then you got Bristol Palin, the mom, who's on Dancing with the Stars. So she's trying to become a dancer. That's great. So which one of the family values is she talking about? The finding the best nanny that you can afford? I mean, I just couldn't get it. I felt dumber just hearing about it. That's not a good sign. I've always wondered, I feel comfortable up here, so I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about some of my hobbies. I like listening to music. One of my favorite songs is by Stevie Wonder. The song is called Uptight. The chorus goes, uptight, clean out of sight. Isn't he blind? Thinking of Stevie Wonder, I've always wondered also, does he know that they dress him up as wild as they do? I could just see him dying and looking back at his whole life and going, why am I the only one who looks like the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? That doesn't look good on anybody. That's like the worst practical joke I've ever seen. Speaking of practical jokes, my wife and I met on April Fool's Day, and every year I still think it's funny to say, hey, this is the longest joke I've ever had. We got married, and they always told me, after you get married, your sex life ends. There's no more sex after you get married. No, that is not true. Pissing off your wife gets you no sex, and those little comments is what happens with that. So, we're expecting a kid next month, actually. Super excited about that. She keeps reminding me, hey, did you get this stuff done? I work at a retail establishment. I am not a painter. I love, on my days off, painting the Sistine Chapel on the top of my ceilings. I am not an artist, but trying to make me one. This is the only place where I can tell her that, because I can play it off as a joke. I don't know what else. I really did forget this part. She's supposed to help me remember, but she didn't. I guess I'm going to have to end it there because I got nothing after that.